Best of all-time jokes, April Fool's Day jokes. 13. The Swiss Spaghetti Harvest. In 1957, the respected BBC news show Panorama announced that thanks to a very mild winter and the virtual elimination of the dreaded spaghetti weevil, Swiss farmers were enjoying a bumper spaghetti crop. It accompanied this announcement with footage of Swiss peasants pulling strands of spaghetti down from trees. Huge numbers of viewers were taken in, and many called up wanting to know how they could grow their own spaghetti trees. To this question, the BBC diplomatically replied that they should place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce and hope for the best. 12. Virgin Cola's blue cans. In 1996, Virgin Cola announced that in the interest of consumer safety it had integrated a new technology into its cans. When the cola passed its sell-by date, the liquid would react with the metal in the can, turning the can itself bright blue. Virgin warned that consumers should therefore avoid purchasing all blue cans. The joke was that Pepsi had recently unveiled its newly designed cans. They were bright blue. 11. Moving the Eiffel Tower. The Parisien stunned French citizens in 1986 when it reported that an agreement had been signed to dismantle the Eiffel Tower. The international symbol of French culture would then be reconstructed in the new Euro Disney theme park going up east of Paris. In the space where the tower used to stand, a 35,000-seat stadium would be built for use during the 1992 Olympic Games. 10. Tiki Mouse. On April 1, 1998, the homepage of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology announced some startling news: the prestigious university was to be sold to Walt Disney Co. for $6.9 billion. A photograph of the university's famous dome outfitted with a pair of mouse ears accompanied the news. The press release explained that the university was to be dismantled and transported to Orlando, where new schools would be added to the campus, including the School of Imagineering, the Scrooge McDuck School of Management, and the Donald Duck Department of Linguistics. The fact that the announcement appeared on MIT's homepage added official credibility to it. But in fact, the announcement was the work of students who had hacked into the school's central server and replaced the school's real web page with a phony one. 9. Moscow's second subway. In 1992, the Moskovskaya Pravda announced that the winds of capitalism transforming Russia would bring further changes for the residents of Moscow. Apparently, plans had been finalized to build a new Moscow subway system. Of course, there was nothing wrong with the city's current subway. But in the spirit of capitalism, the second system would be built to promote the interests of competition. 8. Y2K solved. In 1999, the Singapore Straits Times reported that a 17-year-old high school student had one-upped all the major software corporations of the world by creating a small computer program that would easily solve the Y2K bug. The camera-shy C student had supposedly devised the program in 29 minutes while solving an algebra problem for his homework. His family and a technology consulting group were reportedly forming a joint venture named Polo Flare in order to commercialize the discovery. They anticipated achieving revenues of $50 million by the end of the year. Numerous journalists and computer specialists contacted the Straits Times, seeking more information about the boy genius and his Y2K cure. One journalist even wanted to know if the boy would be willing to appear on TV, despite the fact that he was camera shy. Unfortunately, the boy and his ingenious program didn't exist. Quick-witted readers would have noticed that Polo Flare was an anagram for April Fool. 7. Life discovered on Jupiter. In 1996, AOL subscribers who logged onto the service were greeted by a News flash announcing that a government source reveals signs of life on Jupiter. The claim was backed up by statements from a planetary biologist and an assertion by Ted Leonsis, AOL's president, that his company was in possession of documents proving that the government was hiding the existence of life on the massive planet. The story quickly generated over 1,300 messages on AOL. A spokesman for the company later explained that the hoax had been intended as a tribute to Orson Welles' 1938 Halloween broadcast of the War of the Worlds. 6. The 26-day marathon. In 1981, the Daily Mail ran a story about an unfortunate Japanese long-distance runner, Kamo Nakajima, who had entered the London Marathon. But, on account of a translation error, thought that he had to run for 26 days, not 26 miles. The Daily Mail reported that Nakajima was now somewhere out on the roads of England, still running, determined to finish the race. Supposedly various people had spotted him, though they were unable to flag him down. The translation error was attributed to Timothy Bryant, an import director, who said, "I translated the rules and sent them off to him. But I have only been learning Japanese for 2 years, and I must have made a mistake." He seems to be taking this marathon to be something like the very long races they have over there. 5. Corporate tattoos. In 1994, National Public Radio's All Things Considered program reported that companies such as Pepsi were sponsoring teenagers to tattoo their ears with corporate logos. In return for branding themselves with the corporate symbol, the teenagers would receive a lifetime 10% discount on that company's products. Teenagers were said to be responding enthusiastically to this deal. 4. Chewy vodka bars. In 1994, eTartas reported that an alcoholic beverage company had invented a new kind of candy sure to be a favorite with the Russian people, chewy vodka bars. These bars, designed to compete with Mars and Snickers bars, would come in 3 flavors: lemon, coconut, and salted cucumber. The same company was also said to be perfecting another new product, instant vodka in tea bags. 3. Big Ben goes digital. In 1980, the BBC reported that Big Ben, in order to keep up with the times, was going to be given a digital readout. It received a huge response from listeners protesting the change. The BBC Japanese service also announced that the clock hands would be sold to the first 4 listeners to contact them, and one Japanese seaman in the mid-Atlantic immediately radioed in a bid to arm the homeless. In 1999, the Phoenix New Times ran a story announcing the formation of a new charity to benefit the homeless. There was just one catch. Instead of providing the homeless with food and shelter, this charity would provide them with guns and ammunition. It was named the Arm the Homeless Coalition. The story received coverage from 60 Minutes to the Associated Press, and numerous local radio stations before everyone realized it was a joke. The Phoenix New Times's joke was actually a reprise of a 1993 prank perpetrated by students at Ohio State University. 1. Drunk driving on the Internet. An article by John Dvorak in the April 1994 issue of PC Computing magazine described a bill going through Congress that would make it illegal to use the Internet while drunk, or to discuss sexual matters over a public network. The bill was supposedly numbered 040194, i.e. April 1, 94, and the contact person was listed as Lerpasloof, April Fools. Backwards. The article said that the FBI was going to use the bill to tap the phone line of anyone who uses or abuses alcohol while accessing the Internet. Passage of the bill was felt to be certain. Because who wants to come out and support drunkenness and computer sex? The article offered this explanation for the origin of the bill. The moniker Information Highway itself seems to be responsible for SB 040194. I know how silly this sounds, but Congress apparently thinks being drunk on a highway is bad no matter what kind of highway it is. The article generated so many outraged phone calls to Congress that Senator Edward Kennedy's office had to release an official denial of the rumor that he was a sponsor of the bill.